Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Wednesday night. And while I got a little bit of time on my hands before I go to bed, I thought it'd be fun to do a quick video for the pro wrestling weblog section of the Noel Comics YouTube channel. You ever get that feeling that you're like living in the twilight zone where, you see something and it seems obvious to you, and then you go and read comments on the internet, and it's like, what is everyone talking about? Um, I wanted to talk a little bit about the big footage reveal of the all-in CM Punk Jack Perry scuffle. So when I saw this footage, I heard snippets of the Ariel Helwani video. I didn't sit through the whole thing. I didn't sit through much of it at all. And I remember when the fight broke out back around 7 months ago, you first had like the Nick Hausman report where people were saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, that Jack Perry, came up to CM Punk, got in his face, and then CM Punk had to, restrain him in a choke, to calm him down, which makes no sense at all. And then you had the other story that, CM Punk, basically sucker punched him and then choked him. And then shortly after, CM Punk was fired. And that other story was coming from other people that was being reported by the Professional Wrestling Observer. You can go back on YouTube and check the record of those events if you have any problem with my version of it. So, apparently Tony Khan, who, as a public school teacher, I can understand the stress level of dealing with belligerent people. I teach 7th grade. So apparently, Tony Khan really, liked CM Punk. He wanted to keep CM Punk, and CM Punk was apparently having none of it. And, he ended up behaving in a way that resulted in him getting fired, and he needed to be fired once you saw this footage that was shown on television tonight, which I'll describe. But apparently when CM Punk went on Ariel Helwani, Tony took it personally and thought that CM Punk's version of events was not an accurate depiction of what happened. And, based on my understanding of what CM Punk had said, when I saw the footage, I was like, yeah, that is not an accurate depiction of what CM Punk said. CM Punk, then I went and then re-listened to the Ariel Helwani interview, and I still think, objectively speaking, there's no way that CM Punk looks good in this situation. And anyone saying that he does, I don't understand the logic here. Okay. So Jack Perry, this is all on footage. So, you heard all the versions of the story before this. This is actually what happened. Okay. Jack Perry comes back. CM Punk comes up to him, and CM Punk is clearly, it looks like he's chewing him out. Right. And, Jack Perry looks like he's saying some things back, and I don't know what he's saying because it's on closed circuit television, so there's no audio. But I don't know whether he's trying to explain himself, and then while CM Punk is kind of yelling at him or scolding him or talking sternly to him or seeming to talk down to him. I don't know if Jack Perry said something smug in response. And then I don't know. I mean, he was running his hands through his hair, and, I will rub my bald head, like, when I, am getting stressed, like, if I'm at, a faculty meeting, or, I'm dealing just with a kid who's acting annoying, I will, rub my head, or, people will kind of do this as kind of, a nervous tick. Jack Perry was doing that. So, and then all of a sudden, while Jack Perry was doing this, CM Punk, pushed him, a few times, and then, went to go, I don't know, he got him in some kind of front face lock type situation, and then immediately it was, pulled apart in about, 3 to 5 seconds. So, on what plane of existence is CM Punk acting stable here? Okay, you have 80,000 people outside, okay? It's the biggest pay-per-view in wrestling history in terms of, a crowd, okay? You fancy yourself as the locker room leader, and your response to deal with something is to go pick a fight right before your match and sucker punch someone. And he did sucker push someone because he was running his hands through his hair when CM Punk started pushing and like trying to choke him. Like, what am I seeing here? Like, how do you not get fired from that? Okay, especially considering you came into the company, right? You got into a gigantic fight immediate, at another good pay-per-view that got overshadowed by your backstage nonsense. Immediately, following you acting incredibly unprofessional next to your boss, and then on the Ariel Helwani interview, CM Punk is like he's still acting like a lunatic. He's like, well, I went to Tony Khan, like, act like a boss. You're not gonna like how I handle this. What are you doing? Like, you should be fired for saying that. I mean, it's possible that CM Punk, again, I think he probably wanted to get fired at a certain point, so he just started acting wildly unprofessional to see what he could get away with, and if he gets fired, oh well, whatever, I don't want to be here anyway. I mean, I think that's probably the logic. But then still, how does CM Punk look good or healthy for the company that he's working for, right? Let's even give CM Punk the benefit of the doubt and say that Jack Perry said something really snotty to him while they were going back and forth. Like by CM Punk's, I think what CM Punk said is like, I can kick your ass, right? Or man, I'll kill you, man, which is, something that someone who is not strong would say. Like the little dog is the one that barks. The strong dog is the one that just, leads through example, right? And it's not strong to go push someone and then try to choke them while they're running their hands through their hair, okay? But let's even say that Jack Perry's like, well, yeah, what are you going to do about it? You know what the responsible thing to say to that is if you're a locker room leader? You know what I'm going to do, man? I'm going to go out there and have a really good match and show you how it's done, okay? I want to help you. I'm your friend. I'm not your enemy. And we got a massive crowd out there. Let's go kill it. We might have some disagreement on philosophies, but we're on the same team here, and I'm going to show you how I think the best way to do things are, okay? Okay, so see you around, brother. All right, that's what you should do, okay? Like, you're older than me. I'm 41. CM Punk is 45, okay? If I'm 41 and you're 45, I'm younger than you, and I can figure that out, okay? So what are you doing? Okay, like, how does CM Punk have supporters here? Okay, I mean, I make videos talking about him because I'm baffled at the bullshit that he does, okay? And he's kind of like a gossip magnet. But, I mean, I think Tony Khan was completely justified in showing this because just let the viewers decide. But I don't know how anyone can take a look at this and think that CM Punk is in any way, shape, or form a badass because he's pushing someone when they're not expecting it. Professional, because CM Punk's like, oh, I'm all about making money. You're not about making money. At the worst, you're sabotaging the biggest pay-per-view in the company's history. At best, you're having a meltdown because you're so frazzled and unhappy about your working environment. None of that makes you look good. Now, if CM Punk is happy with the stability of the WWF, fine. I mean, you're taking orders from Triple H, who is the guy who you claimed that you hated before that, and you said it would be a personal failure if you ever went back and, worked under him or whatever, and apparently you're both, mature and all that kind of stuff now and you're buddies. That's awesome. But, don't expect, you go on the air on Ariel Helwani and you run down your former employer. Don't be shocked if you get a response. The problem with this is that once you get in these tit-for-tat situations, someone's got to be the mature person and stop. But as a historian, I think it's always interesting to see the primary documentation, and I don't think in any way, shape, or form it makes CM Punk look good. I think it makes him seem dishonest and self-flattering and incredibly unprofessional. Well, there's my thoughts on the situation. Until next time, guys, my name is Noel. You take care, and I will see you in the very near future for more wrestling weblog action on the Noel Comics YouTube channel. Bye-bye.